The next up in operators are logical operators. So the way that we're going to look at things for logical operations is something and something, something or something. So we're taking two values and we're looking at them logically compared to each other. So let's go down and do a few examples here. We're going to go ahead and remove C and D and give ourselves a couple of values here that have Booleans. So true, and we'll say that B is also true. So we've got two true values. We're going to start comparing these. Now let's go ahead and get rid of some of these. The first one we're going to look at to compare these two values is we're going to see if the values A and B are both true. So we're looking to get a Boolean value back, but we want to compare the two. So we'll say A and B. So this is basically saying if A and B are true. So both of these have to be true for this to return a true value. So A is true and B is true. We're var dumping this. Let's preview it. Okay, so we're getting a Boolean true. Let's switch and say B is now false. I'm going to save that. So now A and B have to be true, but in this case, they're both not true. So refresh, and it's now false. So that is what an and does. An and will return true if both A and B are true. Okay, so as long as A and B are true, that will return true. Let's do another one. Let's do var dump, and we'll do this on A. We're also going to do it comparing B. But what we want to test here is an or. So we'll see if an A or B are true. So in this case, it doesn't matter which one is true as long as one or the other is true. So let's save this. This should return to us a true. And it does. So it doesn't matter which one is true and which one is false. In fact, they both could be. So we'll say true on both of these, and it's still going to return a true. We could say false on A, and it's still going to return a true, because either A or B have to be true. So this will return true if A or B are true. All right. Now what about comparing those two values to see if A is not true or if B is not true? So we just want to test if something is not true. But we'll do that with the not operator. So var dump. All right, and we'll say $A. Okay, but we want to see if $A is not true. So we'll say not A. So as long as A is not true, which it is currently false, it should return a true to us. Let's refresh. True. Okay, so if I was to make it true, now it's going to return false, which it does, false. Okay, so not, the not operator, is going to be a true as long as A is not true. All right, perfect. Okay, so we have an and an or, and then something is not. Okay, so we have three operators here. We have the and operator, the or operator, and the not, all logical operators. We can actually write and or in a couple of different ways. So we can say the same thing here as before. So we'll actually just copy these two lines and just show you a different example of how these work. So I'll say A and then two ampersands, so and, or, which is two pipes. Okay, so we'll say pipes. Let's go over and refresh and see what we get. All right, so true and true should match these top two, true and true, and it does. So here we have three different logical operators, the and operator, the or operator, and the not operator. And then underneath, in the second example, you'll see the different ways of writing the and the or operator. You're going to use these quite often when we start comparing values, using loops, and using conditional statements, which we'll be getting into next.